it's basically like we've been, I don't want to use the word brainwashed, but who knows, into like thinking that busy is the only way and it's the good way. And then all of a sudden we're like, a woman in her late 20s, early 30s, and we're exhausted and we're burnt out and we want to make those changes. But our life has just been so busy for so long that we cannot see it any other way. The truth is, you do have to free up some space and some
Mhm.
time in your calendar to put yourself first if you want to like get really serious about yourself,
Mhm.
about your life and how you feel, because it's not just about like looking good and like doing checking all the boxes. It's like, how do you want to feel for the rest of your life? Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of The Wellness Effect. It's just Jeb and I here today.
Yep.
Kira. Lacey is on a little holiday, so we are going to be talking about healing in a busy season of life. I know this is something that both Jeb and I have um, wandered through, and a lot of our clients, we kind of take through this as well, just what to do when life kind of feels crazy. And if you are in that busy season and don't think you can commit to your health and wellness, we're going to tell you why you can and you should. So, first,
Yeah.
pew, 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 update,
Meow,
life
meow,
update.
meow. Life update. I actually have some fun updates. Did you and Lacey record last week?
No, we didn't do one last week.
Oh, okay. So I haven't missed one yet. But yeah, I was in Saskatchewan. That's where my parents live. I originally am from, I feel like a lot of people get this confused. I'm originally from, well, born in Calgary, raised in Edmonton, but then my parents, my dad's side is from Saskatchewan, like in the prairies, deep in the prairies.
Where
And
were you?
Um, it's a town outside of Yorkton, like 30 minutes outside of
Okay.
Yorkton, so it's, like, kinda Springside, but then we're just, like, sprinkled around in different areas, so if you're
Cool.
familiar, then, like, Good Spirit Lake would be if people are from that kinda area in Saskatchewan, they might have an idea, but
Sounds
so
made up to me.
sounds like you're lying and you were home the whole entire week. Yeah, so we went to the farm and my parents, so they moved out there, they retired out there, and they have, like, a nice big property with lots of toys, guns, and
Fun.
side-by-sides and all of the, like, redneck things, so it was really nice. We played, like, lots of golf, and it was just a good relaxing trip, and then we got home on Saturday. Matt's car got towed when we came home, so we had to
What?
drive downtown, get his car because the next day we were driving to Kamloops just for the day to get the keys to his apartment there, and then we drove
Oh,
home, so it was a big travel couple days, and then yesterday was his birthday, so we went out for
um,
dinner and had, like, a
happy
nice
birthday,
day.
Matt.
Happy birthday,
How
Matt.
old is that guy?
Matt's 30, and Matt's actually watching me right now because he's currently off work until he goes back to school. So I'm
Well, happy
staring at him.
birthday.
"Happy birthday, Matt." He's going like this.
Yay. Um, oh,
So,
that
yeah, what
sounds
about
so
you?
fun. I don't know. I feel like so much has happened, nothing has happened, and like every time some little thing, I'm like, oh, I gotta remember this for the podcast. But I've just been living my life. I'm officially in the third trimester now, so I'm like definitely getting big.
Yep.
I've noticed that, like, even just stupid little things, like the way our kitchen table is, like Brett's chair is like the head of the table, so it's kind of
Mhm.
like against a wall, and I used to be able to just, like, slick right back there, and I can't anymore. I have to, like, move his chair out of
That's
the way, and
crazy.
then, like, kinda it's just a weird thing to experience, but
Is it still surprising even though you went through it once with Ellie?
yes. Yeah, big time.
Just different.
And it's, like, being quite uncomfortable, like, I'm quite uncomfortable. My sister-in-law, we were at the lake the other weekend, she's like, "Are you starting to feel uncomfortable?" I'm like, "No, not at all," but, like, just when I sleep or, like, when I'm trying to get up or if I drop something on the ground or, like, getting into the c I'm like, "Okay, maybe I am getting a
I'm
little,"
a little
but I
uncomfortable.
feel like people really wish it away, like, we wish so many seasons of life away, even, like, there's freaking Halloween shit in the stores already, and
I
I'm just like,
know.
"What?" I'm like, "No, no, no, this baby's not coming till Halloween, like, it can't be already
I know, it's
in
crazy.
the stores. So I'm just like really trying to enjoy it. And I've started to notice the way that like different people will look at me and like women my age are like, oh yeah. So like sorry. Like I can tell they're like, oh, we know how you're feeling. But like
I feel
older,
like you like, look so good, it seems like you have good energy again, but obviously I don't
I
know what
feel
it's like.
great, but it's just like 30 pounds of stomach is it's actually fucking kind of insane, and, like, just, like, your center of gravity being off, and, like, if
Yeah.
there's something on the ground, I'm just like,
And sleeping, like, not being able to, like,
well, and your
toss
hips
and
start to,
turn
like, move, so you have to, like, keep them kind of
open,
apart, but, like, lay on your side, like, it's just it's a lot, but, yeah, I
but
was
it's worth
telling
it.
Brett's mom this, that, like, women her age, like, that are grandmas, the way they look at me is just like, "Oh," like, what I would give, like, though they're like, it's like they're saying, "Those are the days." Like,
Oh, that gives me
there's just
goosebumps.
yeah, it's a really cool and, like, any man is just like, "Oh," doesn't know where to look at me 'cause I'm just, like, all
I
tits and
stare at
belly right
pregnant
now.
women, I'm just, like, amazed the fact that there's a freaking humongous baby in there.
Yes, and it's just, like, starting to move, and I can, like, feel its elbows, like, like, tickling my cervix. I'm just like, "Oh, okay."
Does it hurt?
Most of the time, no, but once in a while, I feel like I don't know if it actually can touch your cervix, like, up in there, I don't know, it must be able to.
Yeah,
It just it's like that feeling of, like, "Whoa."
that's crazy.
So, that's
Can't believe
been
how
good and
quick it's I know it's probably doesn't feel like that for you, but, like,
so quick.
every time you post a picture of your bump, I'm like, "Oh my god, she's, like, gonna have a baby soon, like, she's gonna have 2 kids."
I know, it's so crazy. So, yeah, and Ellie's just being her cute little self, and life is just lifing right now, so it's been great.
How's it been with Brett back at work?
It sucks. He
Mm,
just he works, like he's gone at 6 in the morning, and he's not home until, like, around 7 at night. So, I'm like
that's insane.
we sometimes get to say goodbye in the morning, and then I'm, like, getting Ellie up, getting her ready, working all day, picking her up, playing with her, making supper, cleaning it up, getting her in the bath, and then he's home, and I'm like, "I don't like this."
So you're in a busy season right now is what you're telling me?
You might say I'm in a busy season,
You might say
yes.
you're healing in a busy season right now.
Thriving in a busy season. But yeah, that's a good segue. We should just like dive right into it because I did want to start this episode off. We, of course, are going to have tons of tips and like talking about a busy season and also just like reframing the mindset of a busy season because I think even just from looking at like kids and toddlers and how early on in life we set them up to just constantly be busy. Like they're
Mhm,
going to pre K and then they have swimming and dance and hockey and skating and all of these. Like they're constantly doing something and they have to have a play day and then we have to take them camping. And like it's basically like we've been, I don't want to use the word brainwashed, but who knows, into like thinking that busy is the only way and it's the good way. And then all of a sudden we're like, a woman in her late 20s, early 30s, late 30s, early 40s, whatever. And we're exhausted and we're burnt out and we want to make those changes. But our life has just been so busy for so long that we cannot see it any other way. And I think just a piece of the puzzle has to be like unraveling from that because the truth is, you do have to free up some space and some
mhm,
time in your calendar to put yourself first if you want to like get really serious about, I don't even like to say like health and wellness. It's like about yourself,
mhm,
about your life and how you feel. Cause it's not just about like looking good and like checking all the boxes. It's like, how do you want to feel for the rest of your life? So I think the first thing we really have to do is like mentally start to separate from that mindset of like busy makes me a good little girl.
mhm. So, it's funny just because I feel like most people, when we go through, like, busyness, if you're, like, really hardcore into, like, the health and wellness or health and fitness space, if you will, it's the saying, like, everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, and, like, no matter what, you should be able to make time for it, and then there's that side of the coin, but I think it's important to kind of and I don't know exactly where I'm going with this, but, like, it is true. We do all have the same 24 hours in a day, but we also are in control of taking some things off of our plate. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, this is something I actually went in on a little tangent about on my Instagram yesterday, and so many people were messaging me because I was talking about, like, just taking a walk in the morning and having your breakfast is, like, so beneficial, and we think it's just this annoying habit that all these health and wellness influencers are, like,
Shoving down our
preaching,
throat.
shoving down our throats, but it's actually crazy, and, like, the benefits that I listed, it's like it decreases inflammation, it boosts satiety, decreases cravings, increases fat loss, like, it's having fucking breakfast and getting morning sunlight actually does so much, and I'm like, I get to do it in a very leisurely way, and what I was saying in my stories is, like, that wasn't always the case, and I had to, like, break up with that mindset of, like, I'm only good if I get up at 5 and get to the gym and go to work and then, like, get home from work and go I've had 2 jobs until I was pregnant with Ellie, like, from the
Mhm.
time I was 16 years old, I was in school and working, or I was working 2 jobs. So for
That was
20
like me
years.
too,
Yeah,
before Lifestyle You, but yeah, that's crazy.
and so many people do that, it's like, "Well, I just should probably be doing something, I should probably be making money, I should probably be taking my kids to a million activities," and it's like, I had to intentionally choose and shift my life through investments. A lot of the times I said this, like, I maxed out my credit card to go back to school when I was on mat leave in
Mhm.
COVID. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Kira? Take a total leap of faith to get to this point, and it's taken me years. And like, you are the only one that's going to free up that time in your calendar, put that money in your bank account, like, put the energy back into your body. And it can feel like there's just no way that's possible. But if you've the life that you're living today, whether you know it subconsciously or not, you've intentionally created that through your actions and decisions and where you're putting your time and your money and your energy. So you can shift that at any point, which is so exciting and so cool. You
Yeah.
can decide, like, no, I am going to start investing in my health. And oftentimes it has to be money first, which can be really annoying. But then once you're like, okay, I'm paying for this, whatever little program you're doing, or this coach, or this trainer, or this food guide, whatever you're paying for, it kind of spurs you to, like, actually make the time to meal prep or actually make the time to meditate if you're paying for that app. And then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, I do have the time." Like, that's weird. So you kinda have to just start, which
Yeah.
can be hard, but I don't know if
Yeah,
that.
and I think another thing to think of too, just in terms of the investment stuff, and I know we talk about this a lot, is I just had a call with a woman and she had invested in, pretty sure it was a naturopath, and she didn't like reach her main goal with the naturopath, but she was like, "Yeah, and I used to have like painful periods. I'd have to take like 4 Advils a day and like I don't have to do that now, and I used to like not go to the bathroom for like 4 times like for 4 days in a row, but I'm going to the bathroom regularly now." And I'm like, she's, like, upset about her experience, but I'm like, there's always gonna be those benefits that you get from, like, investing in that stuff, which is just a side tangent, but something I did wanna ask you about, Kiera, because I feel like as a mom, like, it's just like, busyness is a full different experience, and even with me,
Yeah.
when I'm trying to, like, talk to my mom clients, I'm always, like, treading lightly because I have a feeling that they're just like, "You don't know what it's like." So I want you to kind of explain, like, do you think that we're putting too much on our kids' plates and too much on our plates, and, like, how do you, like, make it less busy, or how do you manage that time, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think there's, like, a couple things we have to do, and a lot of it comes back to, like, decreasing the expectation of yourself, and, like, it's so hard because we think we can't. We think we have to, like, show up at work the same. It's like, "Okay, well, what's gonna happen if you don't? Are you gonna lose your job?" Like, "Okay, you'll probably be able to get another one. Maybe it'll be a better one. Maybe you'll make a little bit less money and you'll have a little bit more time." Or maybe you just tell, like, have you ever thought about talking to your boss and saying, like, "I'm fucking drowning over here. I got 3 kids. They're, like, 5, 7, and 9. That is a busy ass season of life." And it's like, I'm gonna have to make some decisions because I need to show up for myself and I'm not feeling like I'm performing well at work. And a lot of times we're afraid to, like, have these conversations and ask for things that we want. And, like, a lot of times I've seen this happen with my clients, like, "Oh my god, they were actually so great about it." Or if your boss is a total dick when you say that to them, like, don't fucking work there anymore.
Yeah, why are you giving him your, like, employment and, like, basically making him more money if that's how he's
Yeah.
treating you?
Yeah, and, like, maybe you cut your hours a little bit, and, like, it can be scary to be making less money, but when you're, like, increasing your health and your vitality, we've talked about this lots, it's going to impact, like, your finances down the road eventually anyway, and when you have that, like, health, like, literally nothing else matters, but there is just sometimes as a mom where you're like, "Holy fuck, what did I do?" Like, this week is like, there was one week we didn't really think about it. Brett was going back to work. We were prepping for camping, and all of a sudden it was like I had a jam-packed schedule at work, and I had to, like, get the camper ready, get all of our groceries packed for me and Ellie, and then, like, be ready when Brett, like, pulled in the driveway. And I was like, "This week." Remember Lacey was like, "Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "Well."
You're like,
She's like,
"Well,
"Oh,
I
that's
also
what's going
am
on."
going through all of that."
Yes. And, like, we think that's when we don't have time to, like, meditate or have a good breakfast or journal or get a walk in, and that's really when you kinda need it the most, and it's oftentimes that, like, rushing vibe that we get where we just
Mhm.
don't know what direction to go in that, like, really fucks us up more than anything. So it's like, take the 5 minutes to sit down and plan your week. This is something I've been talking about so fucking much lately. It's like,
Yeah,
we get so caught up in the this second, what's happening this second, but if we can pull back and, like, plan your meals out for the week, like, you deserve
people
that.
have no idea what's going on. Like,
No.
I think I get confused about that because with our job, we're forced to, like, sit and make a to-do list every
Yeah.
single day and follow that to-do list, but, like, most people have no idea what the hell is even going on, especially it's so obvious in these summer months with all the vacations, like, we that's, like, the best place to start because most people don't even know what the hell's going on.
Yes. And, like, get your family involved. I say, "Okay, Brett, you have to come up with 3 meals for this week and then text them to me." And he texts he wants spaghetti one night, tacos one night, whatever. And then I make us a little meal plan. We share the meal plan, so we always kinda know he takes the meat out in the morning, that's his job, and I cook supper.
Wow, I love that.
And it's like, we resisted this. We've been together 9 years, and I was finally like, "I can't do this anymore." And it's weird how we resisted. So it's like it just and even, like, when we're coming home from the lake now, it's a 2.5-hour drive. You bet your ass I'm scrolling my phone that whole drive. It's like, "Okay, let's take 20 fucking minutes to write down what we might wanna eat this week and kinda just look at our schedules."
Yeah,
And it's just funny how resistant people are to that. It's like, "Well, I don't wanna plan every second of my life." It's like, "Okay, well, when you're spiraling because you don't know what the fuck you're doing, this is why." And
yeah.
when we come at it from a place of like, "I deserve this." When I started viewing it and, like, the one week where we didn't have a plan, I was so exhausted every day. I didn't know what to cook for supper. We ordered out 3 times, so that cost us
More.
close to $300.
Mhm.
It's not cheap. And it's like we think we're, like, saving we think we've audited our money and our finances, but it's like, where are you not planning and wasting money? Because there's probably a place that you're doing that. And then if you're ordering out 2, 3 times a week, that's $300, you could maybe cut a few hours off of your schedule at work and then, like, for
Open up
that
more time.
$300 if you're just
Yeah,
blowing it on
exactly.
food. Yeah, so I think you just have to get, like, honest with yourself about how you wish your life was and how you're showing up in your life. I think
Ye
that's something that, like, Lacey says a lot. It's like, do you want your health to be a priority right now, or is it a priority?
yeah, and it's just so hard because I think I had so many calls, like, in the last couple weeks, and I think something that was very obvious to me is, like, people don't know what good feels like, and I've even been guilty of it too. Like, I think I'm good, like, when I was bodybuilding, working out 6 times a week, I'm like, "I'm so high functioning, like, I feel good, like, I'm good, guys." And then
Everything's great.
everything's so great right now, and then you, like, shut down and you're like, "Holy crap," and then you start doing these changes, and I'm like, "I felt like crap," and I'll talk about this another episode. I, like, cut out gluten,
Yeah.
so it's been, like, 3 weeks, and even just the change in, like, my body that I've seen, it's not like I've lost 20 pounds, but just, like, that bloating has, like, changed so much, and before I would say I never get bloated, like, I'm just not someone that really gets bloated at all, and then
You're like that girl on Bridesmaids.
yeah.
She's like, "I don't bloat."
I don't bloat. Never never bloated. Oh my god. But yeah, I was literally that person. And, like, sometimes I would, like, get a little bloated in my mind, but then since I cut it out, I'm like, "Holy crap," like, I don't look bloated at all at the end of the day, but it was just something that I was just so used to, and it became my
Yep.
norm, and so it was so eye-opening for me that there's people that are going through that same thing, and I'm just went through it, and I'm how many years into this kinda journey, so
Yes.
anyways, the point of that story was that I don't think a lot of people even realize how good they can feel because we've just adapted to feeling like crap,
In
and it's
that,
just our
like,
norm.
hyper
S
productive mode, literally
Yeah.
since the time we're fucking 5 years old. So it's so hard, like, I think you have to be so gentle with yourself and, like, I maybe that's why it's so hard to sit down and create a schedule because 'cause you're like, "Well, I just need to be doing shit, like, I don't have time to sit down for 20 minutes,"
Mhm.
and it's actually gotten to the point for Brett and I, we, like, now have a list of 50 meals that we love, and we just, like, scan through it. We're like, "Ooh, we haven't had this in a while. We haven't had this in a while." And I know I'm talking a lot about the meal prep part of this, but in the last 2 months, it's just shifted so much as we are in this busy season. It's like a non-negotiable. I'm like, "Every fucking Sunday, buddy. Like, I don't care what anyone wants to do. Our groceries are getting stocked and our lists are getting made because it's so important to all of us and how we feel like we're just a food family." So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think if I think about like day-to-day mom life, because sometimes it's like so unpredictable with kids when you're just like, "Oh,
That's the other thing
I
with
woke up
planning,
at."
I think why moms have so much resistance because 'cause they're like, "I can plan and everything, like, shit's gonna hit the fan by Tuesday," so
Yes. And this is when we like to talk about the floor and the ceiling. And I think for moms, this is something you have to like really commit to understanding. It's like, okay, I will be outside getting morning sunlight every single day. What does that look like? Today, does it look like, oh my gosh, Ellie woke up at the same time as me. So we're brushing our teeth on the back deck together, or I'm doing her hair, or we're eating our breakfast out there. Or is it like this beautiful morning routine of an hour where I get to sit out there by myself with my journal and meditate and drink my nettle tea and just like be the goddess that I am? Or is it not until 9 o'clock when it's like, wow, everything just went so crazy today and like it's now we're out there? Or is it after I've dropped her off at daycare? Or is it with our windows down driving to school in the morning? We're both
Mhm.
looking outside getting sunlight. Just like checking it off the list every day, just, like, committing to it in a way, like, have that floor and have that ceiling. So the floor is, like, bare minimum, I'm, like, looking out the window on the way to school. Maximum, I'm out there for, like, half an hour before anyone else wakes up, living the dream, and just, like, start applying that to every little piece of the puzzle. Like, bare
Mhm.
minimum, you're doing the big 6 quickly, it takes 30 seconds, it's our favorite drainage support. Ceiling is, like, dry brushing for half an hour before you have a shower, and it's just finding that and then making it a non-negotiable, and I think it's hard for women because we're like, "But then how do I tell my husband that I need, like, 5 minutes before I have" like, I don't know, but, like, everyone else is doing it and we're not, and it needs to just stop, I feel like. I don't know.
And they're the ones that typically need it the most, especially, like, postpartum when your minerals are depleted and all of that stuff, and so, yeah, it's just so it's hard to work it in, and sometimes I think your bare minimum, like, your floor and your ceiling are gonna change based
Mhm.
on what season you're in, so if all of your kids are in sports right now and it's just insane, you're going on family vacations, your floor might be just opening up your, like, windows in your house, and you might not even be getting that direct sunlight, but at least it's something. But I had this was probably, like, last month. It was after we record. After we record, I'm always, like, so brain dead because we go from, like, a meeting to recording. I'm having these big lights shining into my
Yeah.
face for, like, an hour and a half, and I was thinking about this the other day because after I always had need to have a meal, and then I always need to, like, go outside and go for a walk, and then after that, I can, like, get back to work, but I think what a lot of people lean into during those busy times is stuff that is only going to make us feel worse as well, so it's like, "Okay, I don't have time to eat and I need a coffee or I need an energy drink to keep going throughout the day and I don't have time to go for a walk, but then you're so not productive for the rest of the day. And I just had this realization like it takes me probably, let's call it an hour if I don't have my lunch prepped to like
Yeah.
go for my walk, make my lunch if I don't have it prepped,
Yeah.
which I'm guilty of
Rare.
being bad for.
Oh.
And so then I, like, do that, and yes, it's an hour that, like, I feel like I don't have because I haven't even started my work, but how productive I am and how much more sustainable I am able to work for the rest of the day makes it so much easier. So what I'm getting at is we need to, like, shift what we're giving ourselves during that busy time as well because we think that we need to give ourselves more caffeine and less time, when if you just make more time in those other areas, you're gonna free up more space where you need it, if that makes sense.
Well, and it's cool to, like, see the snowball effect because when you do that for yourself, when you go for a walk, you get some sunlight, you, like, just shift a little bit, you're A, gonna be a better coach, so down the line, that's going to make you more money. B, you're probably gonna sleep better that night. So that's going to give you more energy the next day to like get your workout in, to have the capacity to maybe do something deeper or something bigger for yourself, maybe get up at a little bit earlier. Like it's adding things to all these different bank accounts of time, energy, and money that I talk about all the fucking time. And yeah, we just like forget about them. So I think we think we don't have the time. Like there's always that saying that I love. It's like if you don't have time to meditate for 5 minutes, then you need to meditate for 10, and it's so hard to hear that, especially as a mom. And, like,
Yes.
I haven't had a consistent meditation routine either for about a year now, and it was my favorite. It used to be my favorite. Now I have an 8-line-a-day journal, and you bet your ass I
Here's
have done
journaling.
that. Fucking journaling. I actually got this really cool book that I keep meaning to shout out, but it's called The Book of Alchemy. I'm looking at it right now, and it's 100 short stories, and each short story has a really cool journal prompt at the end.
Oh, I think I've seen that book. It's like a green.
It's, like, really cool marble, crazy
Oh,
colors.
maybe I haven't then.
I'll send you a picture of it, but anyway, that's totally off topic, but it doesn't like, you can have just one mindfulness practice.
Mhm.
Is it that you're, like, brushing your teeth and saying 3 things that you're grateful for? Every fucking person listening can do that. Take your toothbrush outside, brush it on your deck, get some morning sunlight. Every single person can do that, like, let your kids see you get that morning sunlight.
Yeah,
Um,
'cause
and
they'll
even, like,
copy you. They're always watching you, and if you're doing those things, they'll wanna do the same thing, and then you have, like, a kid that's more regulated on top of that.
yeah, we think that we like, it's taken me, like, 5 years to get to where I am with my habits, and even like I said, I don't have a consistent meditation practice right now, but I am grounded in some mindset practices, like, if I start to feel myself getting a little bit, "Ooh," I'm like, "Okay, I need to just stand on some grass today," or, like, whatever.
Feet up on the
Um,
wall.
yeah, put those legs up, but it can just be something, like, so quick, and I think it's part of it is the all or nothing mindset that we get into. It's like, "Well, I can't go to the gym every day this week, so I'm just not gonna go. I'm not gonna do
Mhm.
any movement." It's like, "Well, you can go for a 5-minute walk, do a little stretch session, like, you're gonna feel so fucking good." So,
Yeah.
like, kinda coming out of that all or nothing mindset. And I think honestly, my best tip is, like, you need to sit down and look at your calendar and, like,
Yeah.
where is there time? Well, what's your screen time?
And maybe even you, like, write out your floor and your ceiling also, like, while you're planning that out, take some time and be like, "Okay, these are the things that I ideally would like to get done no matter what." And chances are when you first do it, they're gonna be way too intense, and you're gonna
Yeah.
realize that even that is too much, and so you might have to adjust, but you have to, like, look at what season are you in, what's really important to you. If you're really, really busy, probably those mindset practices are gonna be, like, some of the most important things that you can implement. If you're trying to, like, get rid of your H. pylori, maybe it's, like, supplements and nutrition that really need
Yeah.
to be something that's a priority to you, and so they'll shift kinda depending on what season you're in and how long you've been doing them, but it's really important to just even, like, be aware of them because if we don't even
Mhm.
know what our baseline is, it's hard to even, like, have those goals, and it for Kira and I think it's, like, getting outside, moving your body, and, like, nourishing yourselves as much as you can is, like, the most important thing you can do.
Yeah, and something I've kinda started doing is, like, okay, right now in pregnancy, my goal is 2 workouts a week, and, like, I'm usually, like, a 3 or 4 girl, so it was even hard to knock myself back to 2,
Mhm.
but I'm like, I just can feel my body wanting to slow down, and it's hard to see it shift and change, and things get a little softer, and, like, it's weird, but to, like, be okay with the pace kinda slowing down, and then I, like, wake up on Monday, my workouts are always scheduled in my calendar for Monday, Tuesday, and then Monday, I'm like,
It's
I don't think I'm gonna
busy.
go today," but, like, do I actually have time this week to go on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday? If I don't, then I don't get to move it, and I go on Monday, and there's room for it on Monday. So it's a big piece of it is, like, really that audit of what you're doing and yeah, I don't know why it feels so hard, but it does.
I know it does feel really, really hard. And I think it's hard to just slow down once again because we've been taught that we can't slow down. But another thing I think that I wanted to talk about, just like in terms of being in that season, so we can give you some tangible kind of advice, is I think boundaries are another really, really important thing that we really struggle to set, especially if we're that people pleaser, which most of us are, because what happens is we end up just continuing to say yes to seriously everything. And it gets to a point where you've kind of made yourself be in this extremely busy season because you can't say no. You have to go to every dinner. You have to go to like your best friend's sister's baby's like second birthday. Like there's a point where you can say no to certain things, and
Yeah.
so those boundaries are really important, not only in like your time, but also in like what you're doing. So, like, maybe your friends are going out for drinks or whatever that looks like. And you just have such a hard time with saying no to having those drinks or partaking in something like that. And that at one point is going to negatively impact you if it's not something that you feel like you want to be doing or is benefiting you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So those boundaries are very, very hard to set, and it takes a lot of practice, but it's crazy what they can do. And even like your freaking aunt that's like making you eat the foods that you say don't make you feel good, like getting no at just saying no is
Yeah.
so hard, but helps so much. And you just come out of those experiences feeling so much better if you do stick to those boundaries.
Yeah, and you know what I learned about this when my therapist, like, made me do this? It's like, get, like, so uncomfortably deep with people, like, if someone's like, "Oh, just have 1 bun," it's like,
Oh my God, I
"Well,
love that.
I, like, haven't I'm really struggling to conceive, and I think that gluten is, like, a big piece of the puzzle for me, and, like, it makes me feel actually d" like, this was my story back when I was not eating gluten, like, am currently. But I would literally feel depressed, and I knew it was affecting my fertility, and then people would just try to shove it down my throat, and so I was finally just like, "Yeah, I actually think it's a big piece of the puzzle of the 4 miscarriages that I've had, and, I also get, like, severely depressed," and then they're just like, "Oh, well, actually, now that you say" like, it just I think we're afraid of, like, intimacy in so many different ways
Yeah.
too. Even, like, with Brett, I would just be like, "Okay, I'll go golfing for 4 hours today." Like, I don't wanna fucking
That sounds
go,
fun.
and to just tell him, like, "You know what? This week kinda burnt me out, and I could really use a little bit of space, like, could you do 9 holes by yourself and then take Ellie to do something so I can have a little bit of time?" And he's like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even know." And people can't know unless you tell them, and if these are people that you have in your circle and you have in your life, like, you are allowed to also be open with them and maybe just unburdening yourself from so much of these constant thoughts that you're like, "Am I enough? Am I doing enough? Why am I so tired?" Even just telling someone that might actually free up some time and space in your brain too, so it's like a double whammy.
Yeah, even going to visit my parents, I was like, "Should I just wait to go gluten-free after I, like, come back from my parents? Like, are they just gonna be like, 'Oh, Jensen has some new dietary restriction?'" And I, like, messaged them saying, like, "By the way, I'm gluten-free," and they were like, "Okay, sounds good." Every single meal they made was, like, completely gluten-free. I'm like, the amount of like, stress I, like, put myself through leading up to that was so unnecessary. And, like,
Yeah,
most people, if they care about you, if they understand what you're struggling with, they're going to just get it and not ask
yeah,
questions. And once again, with this like gluten-free stuff, it's funny how when you have like that line, it's so much easier to say no. Like
yeah.
I like Cat's mom, once again, Cat will probably listen to this. It's like, "Just have a cracker, just have one." I'm like, "Cynthia, no." Whereas, like, before, I would be like, "Okay, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
like, I'll just one cracker, like, what's one cracker? You're right." And now it's like, now that I, like, am seeing the changes that it's doing, I can just be confident in the decision, and if that
Yeah.
is impacting those other people, then it's a reflection
I
of
know there are
them.
people, like, I swear to God, they, like, wanna see you cave and, like,
Yes.
just have it, and I don't know if it's because they don't have the
That
self-love.
willpower.
Well, it's, like, the love for themselves to make those tough decisions,
Yeah.
or why they're just, like,
It is
so, like,
so
just
interesting, like,
don't
you
you
can
just
just
want,
see
like,
it.
yeah, they're like, "Just have 3 scoops of ice cream. Do you want some whipped cream on top of that?" It's like, "No, I'm good, actually.
I'm
I'm fine."
actually fine, like,
Or if
I'm
you do have it,
okay.
they're just like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
so happy to see you." You're like, "Oh, what's going
Yeah.
on here?
They're like, "Oh, so you're not gluten free or dairy free anymore, hey?"
You're a bad girl."
Yeah. It's so weird and crazy, but, yeah, so boundaries are a big one, and
Maybe
just
even, like,
how
having a little, like, partner in your if you aren't able to, like, work with a coach or and working with a coach doesn't always mean, like, some big, full-on program like ours. Maybe it's, like, a $30,
app.
pelvic floor rehab thing that you buy and start doing, or, like, a monthly meditation that's $15, or
Yeah.
I do this group full moon circle every full
Yeah, that
moon.
looks so cool.
It's so well, this one's on Zoom now, the new one that I'm doing, but it's like $50 and it's 3 hours and we just, like, journal and cry and laugh and talk, and it's fucking changed my life. And, like, this last one was on Sunday, and I was like, it's usually on, like, a Wednesday night, and, like, Ellie goes to bed, and then I go do my thing, so it doesn't, like, interfere with my life. But this one, she's like, "We're doing it on Sunday," and I was like,
Oh,
"Sunday?
okay.
That's my what?" And
That's my
it's
meal
like
planning day.
that's for me, actually. But, like, it's my non-negotiable now, and, like, I don't get to decide to not do it, so I went, and it was fucking amazing, changed my life, shifted so many things, so it doesn't have to be anything massive, it can be, like, just something small, but putting yourself in a community, I think, of other people is very, very underrated, so even asking another way to show up and be vulnerable, just, like, to one of your mom friends, if you are a mom, or if you're, like, a student, like me,
Mhm.
like, freaking working 2 jobs, like, there's gonna be other people doing that, and it's just like, "Can we just, like, get together and go for a walk once a week just to, like, vent and clear our minds, but also be, like, conscious of our health and our wellness?" And maybe we talk about whatever, like, some new thing that we are trying, or
Yeah, I
just, like,
love
find
that.
someone in it, I think could help so, so much.
And I think it's important when you're doing that, like, moms, I think a lot of the times when the moms get together, it's just, like, bitching about being a mom the whole time, and I think and even the student, I think a student would be the exact same thing, just, like, complaining about how hard it is being a student because it is hard, both of those things are hard, but I think, like, if you're doing that, setting that boundary, "Okay, we get to, like, complain for, like, 15 minutes, and then we
Yep,
need to, like, start talking about things that, like, make us feel good so that this thing that we're doing for our health doesn't all of a sudden turn into, like, something that is working against us and just, like,
yeah.
feeding into, like, this negative, like, state that we're in." Um, but yeah, I think I can't remember where I was going with that.
But yeah, just having your little team, whatever that looks like,
Yeah,
whatever that
okay, yeah,
looks
that's what
like
we
for
were talking
you.
about.
And I don't know if, like, anyone will relate to me in this, but for so long, I, like, didn't I don't know if it was, like, a trust thing, a trauma thing, but, like, with my partner, with Brett, to, like, tell him, like, "I want our family to, like, do better with the nighttime routine. It's feeling way too chaotic. This is happening, this is happening, this is happening. Can we just nail it down?" And for some reason, I just thought that every man would be like, "Ugh, quit
It's so
bitching." Like,
annoying,
that was, like,
yeah.
what I thought. I was, like, being such a bitch. It's like, "Oh, shit, I actually chose a nice person to be with, and he cares about my well-being." And it also has, like, allowed him to show up in this more, like, masculine energy that, like, holds more of my energy, and, like, that creates a whole new level of, like, safety and nervous system
Yeah.
support, so just, like, not I think just taking the plunge on a lot of these things is part of it. It's like, just try if the way you've been doing something for so long is not working, getting honest with yourself about that and then trying something different.
And that might mean asking for help in some way, shape, or form, whether it is a coach or maybe it's like you ask your in-laws to help out, or you ask your like neighbor to like shovel your walk one day because you're drowning, or you ask your partner to help you out. And when you ask in like a nice way and coming from it, like, I need help, more so referring to like your partner, if they're a good partner, then they'll probably respond really well and be like, yeah, that is totally worth it. Like, if that's going to
Yeah.
make you feel better and more at peace and is going to help our family and help our relationship, then like, yeah, let's try it. It might not be perfect right away, but let's try out some new things that are going to make us all feel happier
Yeah, it's
and healthier.
actually, like, so shocked me that it worked so good. I was like, "Oh, I just have to, like, say what I want."
It's crazy. Even like
Shit.
Matt, I'm always like before a busy week, I'm like, I'm going to be drowning this week. Like, I just need you to know when you walk through the door, it's not going to be spotless in here. And my dishes are probably going to be all over the counter. And I need you to really help with dinner this week. And
Yeah.
I feel so guilty doing it. But he's like, oh, that's fine. Like, of course, because it should be mutual. And I would do the same for him. Right. But yeah,
And it's
it's
just
crazy.
weird, like, is it the fact that it takes time to, like, have that conversation? Like, we're so afraid of all these things that take time, and then it consistently shows us over and over again how beneficial it is, and then we're still, like, scared to do things that take time. It's so funny. So I think just, like, a piece of it too is getting honest with yourself, reflecting, how have you been doing things for the last 5 years, and how do you feel today?
Yeah. This is something that just came to my mind too, is I feel like with like it's really normalized for women to, like, complain about their husbands and how little they're doing, which can be hard because we are now, like, most of us are working full time and taking on all of the roles of being a mother, which is so unbelievably overwhelming and unfair. But I think a lot of women put that burden on themselves that they've never even asked in a very serious manner without being like passive aggressive and like screaming at their partner for that help and for that support because we feel like we need to be doing it and it should be easy. But if you just ask, it might make a difference. Like I've talked to so many people and they say that their husbands or partners maybe don't like clean or cook, but I'm like, I don't know if you've ever even, like, sat down and been like, "I really need you to help me with this," and this would open up a lot of time for the both of us, you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm gonna complain about it and, like, sit with it and get angry about it, but I'm not gonna ask for that help.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I've definitely been there, and it's
Yeah,
like you
I think
just
everyone has.
but you want them to read your mind for some reason, and this was another thing I learned in therapy, it's like, they're just not going to. They're just so different from us. I'm sure this would be any partnership, whether it's, like, girl, boy, or not, like,
Yeah.
your partner is so different from you. And you have to sometimes, and like women, I kind of believe that like we just naturally gravitate towards the more mothering roles, and like it comes very naturally for me to be the one like getting Ellie ready for school and cooking our meals. Like I actually love it and feel a lot of fulfillment from it,
Yeah.
but then I need help in the other areas if I'm going to work part-time or full-time and contribute a lot financially to our family. Then like we're hiring a cleaner,
Mhm.
or, like, we're getting our food delivered sometimes. I won't have time to go get groceries or whatever, so it's, like,
Yeah.
finding that line. But, yeah, just, like, asking for it, it can be so fucking hard, but, again, if you have people in your life that are supportive, your boss, your friends, your partner,
Your teacher,
your teacher, your parents, maybe not your parents, who
hopefully.
knows what's going on there, um, then they're going to want to help you. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly, especially if you're struggling. Um, Other thing I think that I would just say is celebrating awareness actually first. Everything that we've talked about first requires you to be aware that it's
Yeah.
actually happening. So we've talked about awareness a lot, so we won't I don't think go too far into that.
Yeah.
Second thing is just celebrating like small little wins. Like if you're in a crazy week and you just like get outside and put your feet on the grass and take some deep breaths and you like feel better after, like give yourself a pat on the back. Like that is such a big win. One of the questions that we have in our like client check-ins that they send in every week. It's like, "What is your biggest win?" And it's so often only ever at the beginning of the program because I'm usually quite quick to, like, reframe their mindset,
Yeah.
is like, they're like, "I can't think of a win. I had no wins this week. It was a horrible, horrible win." And then I'm, like, going through their check-in. I'm like, "You drank your water every single day. You had breakfast every single day." Like, there is a lot of wins when you felt like you were drowning all week that it would have been very easy for you not to do those things. And something that my therapist actually told me to do was try doing like, writing down everything you do in a day, and you'll see, like, "Wow, I got a lot of stuff done. I need to, like, audit that and either take some things out if that's what I need, but also just celebrate all the things that I got done from like brushing your teeth, making your bed, like all of these small things that would be so easy for us not to do. But we have set our expectations so high for ourselves to be these like high functioning humans at all
Yeah.
moments of the day that we miss that we're like doing more than the bare minimum,
Yeah.
probably most days.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, you took all your supplements and you ate a snack every day and breakfast and drank your water and went for a walk and went to bed on time?" Like, "Girl,
There's lots
freaking
of
killing
wins.
it." Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird how we, like, gravitate towards shitting on ourselves so much of the time, and it's like and maybe that's where, like, a little accountability buddy could come in handy, and maybe you guys have questions you ask each other, like, "How many days this week did you drink enough water?" It's like, 5? Like, holy shit. Just, like,
Yeah.
celebrate those things. I love that. Such a good idea.
So yeah, I feel like that's all I really have to I have to that's all I have to offer. I think.
I think me too. So hopefully well, and, like, one thing I did wanna say is, like, the reason that we are so passionate about this topic and that we wanted to talk about it is because we just see it show up for like Jensen said, in those first, like, 8 weeks, everyone's always, like, shitting on themselves, "I didn't do anything good," and we're basically showing you all the ways that you did, and even that is so healing and
Mhm.
so great for our nervous systems and women's hormones in general are just we all need to chill out, slow down. So that's kind of why we wanted to talk about this is because so much of the root cause of so much women's issues that we work with and that we see is just that constant busyness but without doing anything for
To
ourselves because
support
we
it.
don't deem it productive, we don't deem it necessary.
Yeah.
But if we are taking care of ourselves, we're feeling better, we're gonna actually be able to do more, so just that's why.
Yeah. And I think 2 things that we talk to a lot of people too that are like, "I can't start because things are way too busy right now." And first of all, there's so many things that you can do when you are busy, and there's never gonna be a time where you have endless support because your healing journey is, like, your whole entire lifetime, and so you're going to need to learn how to manage it during a busy time. And then the second thing is that we're not telling you to, like, get rid of all of your stress because that is impossible. We, like, are designed we need to like, we're designed to be able to handle stress, and so what we're saying is we need to, like, give our body the tools to be able to handle those stressful times and events if we can't take stuff off of our plate.
Yeah, and we literally build up that resilience by resting, nourishing, strengthening our bodies, so that's why we need it is so we can show up better in the real busy seasons, but
Mhm.
yeah.
So you have to do a cold plunge 4 times a week I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, okay, that makes me laugh because I just saw this study, this we can end it after this, but I should have
Okay.
said this at the beginning. They used to say that, like, women over 35 were, like, geriatric pregnancies, and there was all these complications, and, like, genetically, you were more likely to have, like, all these different problems with your
Mhm.
baby and blah, 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 and they just now did a study that it's actually more tied to men over 40 and their sperm quality, and, of course,
Wow.
women 35 are more likely to be with someone a little bit older, and it's actually way less to do with the woman and their egg quality and more with the age of the man. I was like,
That
"Are you
gave me
fucking
goosebumps.
kidding me?"
Have you shared that yet?
No, I haven't. I just don't I'm trying to, like, still I just saw it a couple days ago, and I'm like and Brett's he's, like, 3 years younger than me, so he's 32. I'm like,
Oh,
"So"
I didn't know he was 3 years younger than you.
yeah, the baby.
Oh.
So I'm just like, was so worried that like I was this geriatric pregnancy, and people would even tell me like, "Well, aren't you scared your baby's gonna like blah blah blah?" I'm like, "No, I don't care. Like whatever happens, happens." And then like funny story, it's the man. I'm like, "Oh,
That's
classic."
crazy.
I know,
It's
so funny.
always the men. Zach commented on one of our posts the other day saying, like, "Always blaming the men," and I'm like, "Yeah, we are actually." In fact, I am always blaming the men.
Just we need like 100
Ugh,
years of blaming you guys, and then it'll be balanced out.
and then it'll be even, yeah. Yeah, well, I feel like that was a good episode. Um,
We'll end it
Something
there.
that
Oh,
we need you guys to do for us is
yes.
subscribe to us on YouTube, please, and like our video. And even if you can watch a couple on YouTube, that would be really, really helpful because our view counts are pretty low right now. And so we just want to get a couple people to the page if possible.
Yeah,
But yeah, so if you guys could do that, that would be really, really helpful. Even if you just subscribe, if you don't usually go on YouTube, it would just really, really help us out. And then if you're watching, obvious or listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, if you can like it, download it, and share it with one friend that you think might get something from this, that helps us out a ton. So yeah, that's basically it.
amazing. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to The Wellness Effect. We're so grateful to be part of your wellness journey. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on Instagram for more tips, laughs, and real talk. We'll put all of our handles in the show notes. If you have questions or ideas for future episodes, slide into our DMs or send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep creating your own wellness effect.